Assalamu alaikum everybody. This is a short video just explaining something that I have found quite helpful and I feel has been helpful to others. This is a model that's from compassion focused therapy, which is a modality of therapy, and it proposes that we have three systems that we function in, which is the drive system, the threat system, and the soothing system. And so the drive system, as you can see here, you've got a mountain with a flag on the top, and we're trying to get somewhere. And so its functions to achieve goals, consume and accomplish tasks. And the related hormone is dopamine. Often people think dopamine gives some element of satisfaction, but dopamine is not that. It's the driving hormone. But it never enables us to really feel any long-term satisfaction. So it's more a driver than it is that it gives satisfaction. So someone, for example, getting to a destination and then quickly, what's the next destination? They're locked in this driving system. And feelings can be motivation, feeling driven, excited and vital. So it can be very alluring and almost addictive. It can bring excitement and vitality and purpose, and so because of that, people often can get stuck in that, especially in our modern age that is very much focused on consumerism and productivity, that we feel this is the place that I need to be. And then we have the threat system. The threat system is when we're in this state of activation, vigilance. That's not to say the drive system is not activation as well, of course it is, but this is now vigilance, hypervigilance. Is there a danger? So there's managing threats, protection, survival, seeking safety. The related hormone is cortisol, the stress hormone, and feelings are anxiety. It can be anger. It can be disgust. So they can actually be emotions that are directed out of us towards situations, or they can be directed towards us, such as shame and anger towards ourself, self-loathing even. These can develop when someone's in a threat, locked in this fight and flight state, in this arousal. And then we have the soothing system. That's to slow down, soothe, rest and digest, safety, kindness, care. The related hormone is oxytocin, the connection, feeling connected to others, feeling you're not alone, feeling this sense of I can just let go a little bit. And the feelings are contentment, safety and feeling connected. What I often ask people, and the answer is usually, I think it's just epidemic in our age, is that we are locked. Our drive system and our threat system, the circles are far bigger than our soothe system. But we need all of these systems. It's not like one system's bad and we shouldn't be in that. We need them all to function, and there should be reciprocity between them, and flowing into these states when we need them. But often, due to the modern age, due to circumstances, due to upbringing, due to temperament, maybe even, we can be very vulnerable to getting stuck in drive system and threat system. And the drive system, when we get, if someone is constantly driven, they will start to feel something's off, and then they can potentially start to feel threat. So there's this bouncing back between threat and drive, and our systems cannot function like that for long periods of time. I think we can get away with it when we're young. I think what usually happens in our 30s and 40s, as a generalized statement, is that our systems start to say, I can't do this anymore. And that's when people can really panic, because we're so committed to staying in that, and we're so identified with that way of being, that we think it's wrong to do anything else. But if we continue in those drive and threat, the analogy I often give is like a pressure cooker. You've got the flame underneath driving you, but you need some sort of release. But that release valve is just constantly having to release. and there's no respite. And that's where I believe, sort of my theory here, is that addictive behaviours develop, whether that be doom scrolling on our phones, whether that be watching TV excessively, whether that be eating excessively, not for satiation but rather in order to feel good about ourselves, pornography, masturbation, short-term relationships. So we really need to be able to access the soothe. But the problem is, what we can do, and I really relate to this, is that our soothing ends up, the activities we use to soothe end up having a quality of drive to them, or threat potentially. So let's take prayer, for example. Prayer, where we're letting go, disconnecting, and connecting to something larger than us that's got our back, God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can end up using that to drive. I've got to get somewhere in my spiritual journey. It's a tick box exercise. Or threat, you feel like I'm going to be punished if I don't do this. And again, there's aspects to this that can be elements of healthy, but when they become chronic, that's when they become problematic, and we don't experience some element of soothe. So even a bath could become a drive, a ticket box exercise. So if we're not experiencing that element of or feeling connected, reaching out to others, then we will not be in the soothe system. And so it's about really reflecting and asking ourselves, how can I enlarge my soothe system? What activities can I do with the right attitude, and building up a repertoire to be able to have that at hand when needing it,